Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Julie. This is Julie Sews Her Own Clothes. Today Annie and myself are wearing two new dresses that I've made since I last spoke with you, and I also have a rather large box that arrived in my post yesterday that I'm going to reveal the contents of to you, and got a lot that's been going on and some exciting news, so let's crack on. Okay, so we will start with what Annie is wearing. Annie has my new Westcliff dress on. You can see that it's got short sleeves. I'm going to put some video footage in. I better stand this side. No, I stand this side. I'm going to put some video footage in and show you the full length of it. I decided against putting the frill on the bottom, so I have it cut out and it is sitting there, and it may well go on. I've literally only wore the dress once and it's been through the wash, so it's not like they're going to end up, I'm putting a frill on in a different colour because it's been through the wash so many times. It literally had one wear, one wash, and it was line dried, so it's been looked after. I think for me the biggest thing about this dress is I potentially made it too large. I think I could definitely get away with downsizing. This is a spandex jersey. It's an ex-designer fabric and it is so soft and beautiful, comfortable. The movement and drape on it when you're walking is really lovely, but I feel like I'm swamped in the bodice area, so I don't know, maybe I will be able to bring this in a little bit. I think if I just see more of that now, but there's a lot of space and it's even more loose on me. There's just so much fabric here, it feels a bit overkill. So whilst it is wearable and potentially I could change it, I think it would look better if the bodice was shorter and it was definitely a bit smaller. So whilst I'd say it was a result in, I think it's a really lovely pattern. I really like the style of it. It's not the best result in terms of the fit. And I am wondering, and I wonder if I'm on my own on this or if it's a regular thing, that actually when I look at myself, I think I'm bigger than I am. I've done exactly the same with the dress I'm wearing. So this is the Fern Bird dress and it is from the Sewing Revival, which is a New Zealand based pattern company. I was introduced to this dress by Stacey J Designs, and actually she is definitely my small sewing channel shout out today. Stacey is just phenomenal in her skill set. I just love her personality and she's just great, and I really enjoy watching her. So go and give her a check out and show her a little bit of love and support. She's been a seamstress for a very long time, but actually very new to the world of vlogging. So yeah, go and give her a bit of encouragement. That would be wonderful. But Stacey very recently made the Fern Bird dress. She's from New Zealand, so it's a more local company to her. And she made it in the dress, and she also made a blouse version of it. And I just thought, oh yes, that is, I just love the style of it. It does have a low at the back, high at the front hemline, but you can see I'm keep pulling it because I messaged Stacey and said, look, I'm thinking of making it in a different fabric to this. This wasn't my first choice of fabric. I want to do it in denim. I want to do a denim, let me just look if I've got, so I want to do a denim dress, and I want to use this fabric for the ruffles on the sleeve and on the hem line. I think it'll look really lovely. So I got a little bit confused with the size. For no other reason than I don't trust my own measurements and feel like I'm bigger than I am. So I look at the pattern, I look at what it's telling me. It tells me I need to cut one size, and I think, oh, I think I'm bigger than that, and I go up to the next size, which is exactly what I've done here. Stacey advised me what size, and I kind of was like, well, I can always take it in, but I can't take it out because it's got quite a 3/8 of an inch hemline, so there's not much there. And look, you can see how much I've done myself in there by not listening. So yeah, I mean, I'm describing her as an experienced sewist, and I ignored her advice, which I won't do next time. And I definitely will make it in a size smaller. And in actual fact, this is the first time I've put the dress on. I finished the ruffles last night and didn't get really a chance to put it on it or take any photographs. I'd lost the light by then, but potentially I'm going to take this in so I can wear it this autumn. I think it looks so much nicer. What I did attempt to do, because I felt like, it's just moving around too much. It's a little bit big on me. I made a little belt to go with it, which I think looks cute. It cinches it in. What I do love is that it has got that just floor down from the bust, but actually looks quite nice cinched as well. And I think when I put the belt on, I get away with it a little bit more. I think it just stops it moving around a bit, and I actually really do quite like it with the belt. So now that I'm saying that out loud, I'm kind of wondering, do I leave this one as it is and wear it with a belt, and bring the denim one down a size, which I think, because it's a thicker fabric, if I bring it down one size, I think I'll have a much nicer fit. I might try that. This fabric, what is it? It's new. It's just arrived last week from my Sew Hayley GM subscription box for September. So it's a brand new fabric that's arrived. So it's the Lady McElroy Floral River, and it's a viscose chalice lawn. Now, I have 3.5 meters of this. I've probably used 2.5 meters. So I've still got quite a bit left. And it is soft, so soft, so drapey. I mean, I know you can't, I wonder if I can just try and bring it down a bit. It's hard to do because the camera's back to front. Sorry about my hand. I'm not sure if that's going to give you much more of a view, because I'm literally looking at the back of my camera and I can't see what I'm showing you. But it's just the ruffle on the bottom where it's offset. Might have to look at the video that I put in rather than me doing it right now. It just gives it such a lovely weight. It feels beautiful on, actually. Whether or not I've got the belt, the actual dress, because of that weighting at the bottom and it being an uneven weighting, because it's much lower at the back than it is at the front. I really do love that gradient of the hemline. It just feels glamorous, comfortable. I love it. I love it. And I'm definitely going to make another one. But I think, so, yes, when I went onto the Sewing Revival website to find this wonderful sewing pattern, which by the way, is one piece for the front, including the sleeves, one piece for the back, and then your ruffles. That's it. Oh, and the facing. Actually, the facing, I did do something a little bit different that I've not done before. It was a little bit spur of the moment decision, actually. I'm not really keen on facing. I really don't like the stiffness that it creates, and I often find it uncomfortable. So because the ruffle is double-sided, again, I don't like when you can see the inside of the fabric showing too much. So the instructions are for either a single layered frill with a hem or the double, and I obviously went for the double because I think when I'm moving around you can see the inside, and it looks so pretty when it's got fabric showing rather than the inside of the fabric. So as I was thinking, yeah, that's going to look better, I'd cut all of the facings on the double where the fabric was already laid out and you only needed one. And I just felt it and thought, do you know what? I am going to use the 2 layers of facing rather than interfacing on the 1 layer of facing. And I've got to say it's worked out pretty well for this garment because it's stable enough, but it's not harsh. It's not annoying me, and it doesn't feel stiff underneath a very soft and delicate fabric. So I might think to do that a little bit more often in the future. So this is my fern bird dress, and I digressed there a little bit. What I was going to say to you was when I went to the Sewing Revival website to find the pattern and purchase the pattern, I did notice that their patterns are all named after birds. Potentially, I think the fern bird is native to New Zealand. Potentially there's more of the birds that are actually native birds, but a naughty bird flew in my basket while I was purchasing the fern bird, and I just went to the checkout and purchased the 2. So I contacted Stacey. I mean, we live at the opposite hemisphere, so there's probably a couple of hours in the morning and in the evening when we're awake at the same time. So we have little chats in those little windows of opportunity where we're both awake and can respond to each other. And I sent a message to Stacey saying, this pattern has just flown in and I purchased it alongside the fern dress, and how do you fancy doing a bit of a collaboration with me? We're both relatively young YouTube channels, relatively unknown. Hit it off. I really like Stacey. I think she's going to be a really good sewing buddy. And I thought, yeah, why not? Why not see if she's up for doing a challenge with me? And she came straight back to me with a, yeah, what do we do? How do we do this? Have you done it before? Well, neither of us have done a collaboration before, but what we have agreed is to make 2 garments that are slightly different because, and I'll explain what I mean by that. So I am going to make forgot the name of the pattern there. Okay, because we call it duck. And it's not duck. The sewing pattern is the mallard coat. So I am going to make the mallard coat straight from the pattern, no alterations, just make it as it comes. because I think we have a lot of sewists who are very new on their sewing journey, and I think it's really good to have someone talk you through a pattern without deviating from the pattern, so that they can kind of have the confidence to give it a go themselves. So that's going to be my starting point. So we're going to share the pattern with information with you, and yeah, hopefully my version will show you, if you stick to the pattern and you stick to the instructions, this is what you could end up with. Stacey, on the other hand, has got so much hackability. I love the way she brings her own creative stamp onto clothes. So Stacey is going to hack the heck out of the mallard, and we're going to see what we end up with at the end of that process. We will both have a coat of some description that is a mallard from the Sewing Revival Pattern Company, but I'm pretty certain they will look nothing like each other. The one thing we are keeping from each other is we're not gonna show our fabrics. I'm excited to see what Stacey creates, and I want to be as surprised when she uploads her vlog. I want to be surprised as everybody else to see what she's created from it. So yes, we're going to keep our fabrics kind of the secret bit, but we are both sewing the mallard coat. And if you want to come on that journey with us, then have a look at the Sewing Revival. We're gonna give it until the beginning of November to do the reveal, because it's a fully lined coat, which means it's quite in depth. I don't want to ruin it, so I may well do some kind of just a tester. I will listen to Stacey when she says, do it in this size, Julie, and you'll be fine. I will actually listen. So I will be asking lots of advice if I need it. I'm excited about that. Please go and check out Stacey. Have a look at what she does. And if you subscribe and hit that bell, you'll be able to follow us both as we do the reveal. And it would be so exciting if you come on that little journey with us and decide, actually, yes, I need a coat too. If you need a coat, have a look at it. If you think it might be your style, then maybe let's give it a go together. Just to say, I have no affiliation with the Sewing Revival Pattern Company. I've never come across them before. They literally are brand new to me. I just really love the simplicity of the lines and the style. And that's why I'm sharing that information with you now. So stop and breathe. On to the next thing, which is this rather large box that arrived, slightly battered, in the post yesterday, and I will let you know why it's looking slightly battered. So this is a denim jeans kit. I purchased this from Tamlin, from the Sewn on the Tyne Day Stash page that she has on Instagram. Now, the main reason that I decided to purchase this from her day stash was because it had been donated by one of the ladies who attends her Sewn on the Tyne. They have a social, sewing social, and one of the ladies donated it to raise funds for Mind. I think there's been a lot of practice over the sewing community to create garments and fundraise for Mind charity. I'll put some information in the description box if you want to know a little bit more about that. And I thought, actually, what a double win. I get a lovely denim jeans kit, and my charity get the donation that I paid for this. So thank you to Tamlin, and thank you to the lovely lady who, it's upside down, who donated this box. And whilst it is looking a bit battered, I did take the lid off and have a peek inside, but I haven't opened anything yet because I literally ran out of time and wanted to finish the dress yesterday. So I'm going to go through it now and show you what is in the box. It's a Sew Ab Fab, which I've not come across before, and ooh, so there's a little card to say a thank you for the purchase. Well, I'm the second owner of the pack, so I didn't directly purchase it. And there are some top tips on sewing the cashmerette sewing for curves. Is it the Amaze jeans? That is the pattern that comes with it. Now I do have a, is it up here? Let me have a look. Might not be. Oh, I do. I do have, whoop, 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 throwing it all around. I do have the Megan Nelson Dawn jeans that I really do want to make. And I've got 2 sets of jeans that I could make. So that's exciting. And in the pack, what's this? Ah, Dear Julia. So it looks like the lady who actually bought this from Sew Ab Fab was called Julia. So thank you, Julia. And this is enjoy a cup of tea and sweets whilst sewing. Oh, she even left a like sweet treat in there. How sweet is that? So I've got Tea Pigs tea bag and a little frutella that looks like it's done some journeying. So they were still in the pack, unopened. Oh, right. So it's also got a little package. Let me put them bits down. That has all of the denim jean buttons and the little metal bits that go in the sides of your pockets. Got a full kit there of the hardware. I also have, here is the denim thread. That's your top stitching by looks of it. That'll be your standard thread for your seams. Ah, a sun with love label, woven label there. And this is handy. Machine needles for jeans and top stitch needles. Perfect. So what I'm going to do, oh actually there's also a tailor's awl. So I've now got 2 of them, which is handy because I'm actually going to my very first sewing social next week. I think it's in Gloucestershire. The lovely Sequin Girly Creates has organised a social, and I think this is her second one, so I'm really excited to be going there. It's probably going to be a good couple of hours drive. It's not that close to Essex, but it was, when that was announced, it was the closest sewing social that I'd come across. So I thought I'm going to go. I'm really looking forward to that. So I can put a little pack together and maybe start on, I might even use the sewing social to start doing some of the sewing for the denim, or I might take my, I don't know, I might take my new coat project. But I'm looking forward to that next week. I think it's next Saturday. This is mad. I'm assuming this is for the inside of the front pockets, but check how much fabric I've got. I mean, really? How much is that? Let me just have a look. Excuse me while I just grab. Yeah, it's over a metre. So I've got over a metre of this little Johnny super bright fabric that I can use not only to do the pockets, which actually I might well use, got about 100 fat quarters there. I might use fat quarter to do that and keep this for something else, because that's just gorgeous. Loving that cotton fabric. So that come in the pack. What else have we got? So we have some lovely soft interfacing. Would imagine that goes in the waistband. Oh, it's the iron-on interface, and again another good old chunk of that. We're more than what I'm potentially going to need. Wonderful. And this is, it feels nice. I can feel already, just holding it, that it's got stretch to it. This is not a stiff denim. 2.4 metres, and it is, it's got a lovely stretch in it there, but it's a gorgeous shade of blue. There is one more thing to do before I go. The winner of the third pattern and fabric giveaway from my stash busting activity is Sauce Sarah Stitch. If you are Sauce Sarah Stitch, please do reach out to me. I believe the fabric that you chose has already gone. What I do have left, did I write a list of what I do have left? No, I didn't. Reach out to me, Sarah, and I will let you know what is left in the stash, and then you can choose from the fabrics and patterns that I've got left. So there you go. That'll be another one done. Interestingly, the lady who won the last lot of fabrics, I'm going to meet her soon, because she is in the next county from me here in the UK, which I didn't know what country she lived in, let alone which county she was from. And a couple of weeks ago, I saw a post go on to Instagram, the Essex Sewing Social, and I was like, Essex, that's where I am, I need to check this out. And of course I did check it out, and I booked a ticket for that, so that is next month. I'll be going to a very much a local sewing social. It's a couple of districts away from me, so probably 20 minutes away rather than 2 hours away, which yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But I noticed that I recognised that name, and it was the lady who'd won the fabric had also put a query in about the dates and times of the social. So we've been messaging each other since, because I saw her. She's also started a YouTube channel. I think that might have been her second or third vlog that I seen once I'd sussed out who she was. And then yeah, I was like, oh, you're a YouTuber too. And she'd shown the fabric that she'd won on her YouTube channel. So yes, we've made a little bit of a connection there, and I look forward for us to be meeting face to face. I don't know where our new latest winner is from. Let me just double check that. So Sarah Stitch. I mean, if you're UK based, that's a bonus for me, because I don't have to deal with extra costs for shipping, etc. And there are some regulations for shipping abroad as well that potentially get problematic. So yes, be interested to see where you're from, and to get another pattern and fabric out of my sewing room and into someone else's hands, and hopefully get to see what they make with the items that they've won. So I think I'm going to call it a day. It's actually nice and sunny at the moment. It's a Sunday afternoon. We have my husband's parents are coming over a little bit later. So I'm going to whip off all the covers off of the garden furniture, and hopefully be able to sit outside in the what could be one of the last warm sunny days that we have here in the UK before the weather properly turns on us. So yes, I will catch up with you very soon, and yes, spend a bit of time showing you how I'm progressing with certain things. I did start on the suit that I shared in my last vlog. I don't know where the pattern is, but I can show you a bit of this actually. So it's the Chanel, here it is. So it's the Chanel-like jacket. I'll hold that still instead of bouncing it around. Hopefully you can see that. And I'm making a trial because I'm really not sure on the sizing. And what I've decided to do is I'm using up a curtain that I have not found any use for. Was going to use it, it just had a loft conversion, but it isn't the right colour grey for the room. So I've decided, right, I'm going to make up the jacket, the external part. I'm not going to bother with the lining unless I really like it, unless the cut comes out really fantastic, and then potentially I could make the skirt in the CM fabric as well, because they were really the curtains were for double-sized patio door. So I've got plenty of fabric to do the whole suit, and probably still have another curtain left that I don't need to cut into. So I'm going to make that up. I've made a start and I've cut out all the pattern pieces. I think that's probably alongside the mallard cord, the two projects that I'm going to crack on with. So yeah, you can see how I'm progressing with this one, but potentially not the other one. And I am sure, like most of us, we have our sewing plans that, get distracted. This wasn't on my sewing plan. I literally saw Stacey's vlog the day after I'd sat and wrote down my plans, and probably shared my plans with you. So there's a high potential that I won't stick to the plan rigidly, but I do want to get one of the sweatshirts made up. Have a great weekend. Speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.